Today I'm going to do a little book review, talk a little bit about it. Obviously, I'm not going to get much about it in a short video here, but we're going to, why it's important to read this book. And the book I'm referring to is The Creature from Jekyll Island. Um, this is a book by G. Edward Griffin. I'll take it a little closer so you can get a good look at it. And um, this is probably one of the best books, in my opinion, on the Federal Reserve System, which is how our monetary system is controlled and operates. And why it's so important is because if you is to follow the money, follow where it's coming from, and really get an idea of what the Federal Reserve's missions are and what their goals are. And I don't think people look at that. That's why I think it's such an important book, because it really gets you where they come from, the history of it, how it was started, to how it impacts, the economy and the livelihoods of everyone, and how it's a crucial book for that. And what maybe the future will look like too. It talks about that a little bit. So it's a really important book for that purpose. Um, the the author is really good at relating things to people in a way they can understand, breaking it down and that was my introduction to understanding what the Federal Reserve System is. He's really good. G. Edward Griffin. He's really good at breaking that down, so that the average person can understand. He has other books on different topics, so it's not like he's just a Federal Reserve expert or anything. He approached difficult topics and finds ways to explain them so that everybody can break it down and understand really. And that's important because there's somewhere I read not too long ago. Any fool can make something simple complicated, but it takes a genius to break something complicated down for everybody to understand. And I think that is a really valuable piece of information to weigh and understand. But the Federal Reserve System, they're not federal. They're not owned by the government. They're their own entity. And it goes in to talk about that and explain that in detail. They have no reserve. They don't have no money. They don't have nothing backing the Federal Reserve. But they do control the money supply. They print the money. They issue the bonds and the money to go out and into the economy. And um, so it's important because I think that those 12 people have more impact. The 12 Federal Reserve members have more impact than everybody does. Like, I think that, especially because the United States is the reserve, the current reserve currency of the world. So I think that those 12 people have more impact than the president does or anything like that, because they control the monetary supply for the whole world. So I think that it's really important to understand what they're doing, and um, to really break it down and try to understand their motives, because they control the money supply. Follow the money, and that's where it's coming from, and that's where it's going. And um, they have a huge dominance and effect on the banking system. And G. Edward Griffin breaks it down that in a sense, that's what the Federal Reserve System kind of is they're a banking cartel. They kind of have a control on the banking system. So um, so I don't know. I think you should just read it, but um, I think I did a general basic guide to why it's a good read. And I'm not. It's not. I'm not endorsed or anything, but it's a book that changed my life. I will say that it's probably the one of the top books that I would say kind of changed my life as far as how I view the world and view things. But I'm gonna leave it as that. If you found value in this information, please like, subscribe, comment, so more people can be self-educated. See you in the next one.